Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Well, the economic war continues, and not only that, it continues, it also escalates. Not like in the novel 1984, War is Peace, Peace is War, but it really escalates here. I have two articles from the same provider, which is republicworld.com, and from May 4th, 2022, and it says that UK bans all exports to Russia, will not fund Putin's war machine. So the Russian-Ukraine war has now entered day 70 with crippling damage to civil life and infrastructure in Ukraine. All right. United States said the war is worsened problems in the Western Hemisphere caused by the coronavirus pandemic, such as rising poverty. Meanwhile, French President Emmanuel Macron discussed the impact of gravity of the consequences with his Russian counterpart Putin in a phone call. And U.S. has banned all service exports to Russia as it announced new sanctions against 63 Moscow individuals. In a tweet on Wednesday, Britain's Foreign Secretary Liz Truss said that her country was cutting off Russia's access to the UK's accounting, management, consulting, and PR services. And it says here, doing business with Putin regime is morally bankrupt and helps fund a war machine that is causing untold suffering across Ukraine. Cutting Russia's access to British services will put more pressure on the Kremlin and ultimately help ensure Putin fails in Ukraine. UK Foreign Secretary Liz Truss said. UK also announced at least 63 new sanctions that freezes assets of the leading media houses, Russian broadcasters, and newspapers, including state-affiliated Channel 1, all Russia state television and radio broadcasting. UK also banned the Info Rus supplying, saying that it spreads propaganda and destabilizing disinformation about Ukraine. Other outlets facing sanctions are South Front and Strategic Culture Foundation. Yeah, it's good. And they talked about the Nazis burning books, right? Didn't they? They are really proud about that. And from what I read, and I'm going to say that because truth is a very high-priced commodity nowadays. So another article from Reuters, actually, not from the other source, was Putin puts West on notice. Moscow can and did terminate exports and deals with unfriendly countries. So this was the response to the friendly country UK at this point. And there's a piece of information I did not know so far. Ukraine was one of the poorest countries in Europe, and I was thinking, how could that be possible? Since I know that the Ukraine has a big agriculture possibility. It has big plains, and they can have a lot of crop. And I know the wheat it's wheat and only, and sunflower is very good for oil, and wheat, for the world needs. And then I read an article here stating that Ukraine alone is the fifth largest exporter of wheat in the world. Now, I was thinking, how in the are you the fifth largest exporter of wheat in the world, which means bread and food, right? And you are a poor country. Well, that's only one answer. Can you guess it? That money does not go to the Ukrainian people or or is not administered or managed right by the guys in charge. And who are the guys in charge? You know their names and others before them. I remember when I came here in the United States, and I was telling a friend of mine, and I'm a Native American, let's put it this way, and he said, and I was telling, that he asked me about Romania, and I was telling him that Romania, has natural resources, has oil, has, grains, has forests, has, it's a rich country, has gold and has coal, all kind of, a lot of resources. It's very rich, I said, in resources. And the guy asked me, well, how come you said you have all these resources, but you said the country is poor? And I was like, so he said, someone must have taken that money because, or doing something wrong with the money it receives by selling the product outside of the country. And I was like, yeah, I think I know exactly who you are talking about. So the same here with Ukraine. Ukraine should be one of the richest countries in the world. Imagine if Ukraine said, okay, no more grain for you guys, no more wheat for you. And it also has it's, as I said, together with Russia, has a big chunk, I think about 75% of the oils, like cooking oil and other kind of oils in the world. So I don't know how much is Russia's output on this one, but let's say it's 50-50. So if we have out of 75, right, you get 50, you get 50%, right, out of 75. So you got what, 30 some, right? Then you get to what? It's out of the whole world. You have oils and like sunflower oil, and you get the wheat, and you're a poor country. How is it possible? How is that possible? Uh, we know how it is. So it's a very corrupt country. Now they all tell us about the democratic Ukraine and so on. But those guys over there on top, they just do what the Romanian leaders do with Romania as well. Money is not poorly managed, uh, not managed in the right way. The money goes in certain directions and trickles down to the Romanians here and there. And uh, I'm suspecting that's the same issue here with these guys regarding Britain, UK doing whatever services, banning Russian, blah blah blah. Okay, that's fine. Who's gonna buy your services? Uh, who? What are you gonna do with it? I mean, you shoot yourself. Russia would not stand in your little service that you provide and whatever the embargo you impose. Yeah, it's true. It makes a dent here and there, but did you hear that the Russians have other markets in the east and the southeast? What the? Nevertheless, that's fine. You and I, will have a worse life, and our children, and the children of our children, because of the decisions taken today. If we get to that point, because everything might turn into a mushroom and we're gone. But all these things that occur right now, we're gonna take generations to come back where we are right now. I predict that, but I'll be dead by then, so you can't hold me or keep me responsible, accountable for that. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.